All right, listen to this former White House aide turned MSNBC host Simone Sanders calling out Democrats who think President Biden shouldn't run for re-election.
What I think is Joe Biden is the current president of the United States of America who has gotten a lot of things done. And if he wants to run for the re-election, I think members of his party that are whispering in the shadows and on background and off the record to journalists, like, shame on them. If you don't think the president should run for re-election, put your name on that quote.
Here to react, Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Joe, I listened to that and I thought to myself, isn't this just the latest example of the desperate and divided nature of the Dems right now?
Desperate and divided. I think the two Ds apply here, Todd, because you look at poll after poll, and it's not just Democrats within the White House or around the president, but many Democratic voters more and more are saying, all right, Joe Biden, thanks. You did your job, in terms of being the candidate we could prop up as a moderate to get rid of Donald Trump. But we really don't need you to be around when you're 83, 84, 85 years old in the second term. Plus, obviously, given his performance where he's polling primarily in the low to mid 30s. I think 39% came in with NBC News over the weekend. We saw 33% with Quinnipiac. Those are not the type of numbers that you want when somebody's running for president. But given all of the leaks that came out of Kamala Harris's office while Simone Sanders was communications director there, and given that Simone Sanders barely lasted a hockey season working in the White House, it's pretty easy for her to sit back now, right, at her cushy job at another cable news network and start telling people to put their names on leaks. So, yeah, if Simone Sanders stayed, she may have been White House press secretary right now, but she chose to jump ship when things got tough. So I'm not exactly taking her opinion too seriously in terms of defending the president. She could have by staying at her job. She did not.
Joe, there's also this. President Biden's sister, Valerie Owens, was reportedly tipped off on the View that she'd be asked about Hunter Biden by a guest host, Alyssa Farah Griffin. Here's the reporting from Vanity Fair saying Farah Griffin had already deliberated her interview strategy with a producer. On her cue card was a clear window to make headlines. She was expected to ask Owens about Hunter Biden. Her opportunity comes, as does a 30 seconds remaining warning, but Farah Griffin doesn't do it. Owens, who'd been warned during a commercial of what Farah Griffin intended to ask, appears unprepared for the softball. Your reaction?
Wow. Well, we all know about those 30-second warnings, but this, again, is your friendly reminder, Carly, that The View was moved to ABC's news division a few years ago. Can you imagine that? Peter Jennings must be looking down and being like, oh, you got to be kidding me, right? But Alyssa Farah, she's with CNN now as well, or Farah, excuse me, is auditioning for the conservative seat on that show, where the only prerequisite to be conservative on that show is by answering yes to the following question. Do you really hate Donald Trump, right? Because Ana Navarro occupies the conservative seat on that show on Fridays, and she's also of CNN, and she endorsed Joe Biden last year because, that's what typical conservatives do. They endorse Democrats. As for not asking about Hunter Biden, that falls under the 11th commandment of journalism, as you know, which is thou shalt not broach Hunter. Protect the president at all costs, even if a federal investigation is ongoing of the president's son right now. Just another, I don't want to say black eye for The View, but it just is not the days of Barbara Walters there, or even Meghan McCain. Let's put it that way, guys.
Or even Debbie Matenopoulos, who I remember from that show. Meantime,
impossible name to pronounce.
I'm impressed by myself. Meantime, impressed by this too. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas calling out the critics in the liberal media. Listen to this.
One of the things I say in response to the media is when they talk about, or especially early on, about the way I did my job, I said, I will absolutely leave the court when I do my job as poorly as you do yours. And that was meant as a compliment, really.
Whoa,
there.
He's known for not talking a lot from the bench, not asking a lot of questions. So, Joe, what do you make of that burn there from Justice Thomas?
Humor is all about timing, right? Yeah. So that crowd was probably expecting a very stoic speech from Clarence Thomas, and then boom, the zinger. Look, Clarence Thomas, you go back and watch his confirmation hearings. You thought Brett Kavanaugh was bad. His may have been just as bad as far as what he was accused of and how the media all piled on in treating gossip as gospel when he was confirmed. It's never been any better since. So, yeah, that's an apparent thing now, right? That the media and trust in it is at an all-time low low in this country. Something around 32% trust the media. Again, I'd love to meet those folks and ask them, what do you trust about it exactly? But remember, and I'll leave it here, right after Watergate in 1976, nearly 3/4 of the country trusted our media. 3/4, right? Those are the days of Cronkite and Mudd and so on. And now the numbers turned on its head, and for good reason, because we're no longer seeing journalism as much as we were seeing activism. Carly,
things
Todd,
have
and I got that
changed.
30-second warning, so I got out. Yeah,
you did a great job at it. Joe, thank you so much. We'll chat with you tomorrow.